So when COVID hit, you can all probably remember when COVID hit. And I was the MBA director at a different university. So I was the EMBA, the executive MBA, and the MBA director. And when COVID hit, the world seemed to just sort of stop, right? And it wasn't just me, I know it was the world. Everyone had the same experience. And so we were busy, we were trying our best to support our students. And I started to see two different types of students reaching out to me. So on the one hand, I had students reaching out to me who were feeling very insecure, very vulnerable, emotionally exhausted, burnt out. They didn't have the personal resources to cope, and they were looking for help. On the other hand, I had students who were working and who were saying to me, how do I manage this? Amanda, what do I do with my people? What do I say? And in a few instances, I got questions around, can I plagiarize your emails and apply them to my own to my own employees? And so I thought, okay, this is an opportunity for me to support my students even further, fantastic. But then, wait a minute, it sort of dawned on me, have we done enough to support our students through times of uncertainty and times of crisis? So do we build into the program the needed competencies, skills, etc., for dealing with things in an uncertain world? And I think looking at what we were teaching at the time and looking at the way we were structured at the time, I think the answer was pretty much no. So at that point, I thought to myself, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I've made a big mistake. So I started looking around at other MBA programs, and by other MBA programs, I looked at about 100 of them. And I found that most MBA programs were pretty much like ours, quite traditional, siloed way of thinking, where you had, economics, then strategy, then organizational behavior, then marketing, and all of these spread out throughout the year, where there were ebbs and flows of stress and potentially boredom, etc. And I thought there must be a better way to do this. How can we go about structuring the program to include the skills that we really need today? And what are those skills, you might be asking? What do we need today? Well, we definitely need to think across silos. We have to think in interdisciplinary, what I call interdisciplinary circles. So we need to be able to think across disciplines, integrate them, connect them, think about things from different viewpoints, particularly from different stakeholder viewpoints as well. You need to be able to work in teams. You need to be able to work with diverse others, not over a stage period of time. You need to pick it up and you need to be able to work with different others now, yesterday now. And so we do that on the program. Some other things, you need to be agile digitally and technologically. So you need to be able to pick up a new technology, no problem. I'm not scared of that. Actually, bring it on. You need to be able to communicate effectively via different media. And so those are the sorts of skills that we're thinking are really important in today's world. So I think, how do we go about embedding those skills within the curriculum? And then I developed this idea of sprints. So sprints is nothing new. If you're into Agile, you'd understand what this means. And so basically, instead of having 8 to 15 different courses over a core phase or 8 to 15 different modules, we have 5. And each of the 5 is an interconnected number of different disciplines that are sort of intertwined with each other. So the first one is called Purpose. This combines economics, strategy, and sustainability. Importantly, sustainability is upfront. It's not an elective at the back of a program. This is what frames our program. The second is about people, and here we put our students in the driver's seat of a people manager. So it's not about theory, it's about what you need to know when you end up managing others. The third one is Invest. Here, accounting, finance, but really importantly, strategy as well. We need to revisit this in the context of finance and accounting. It can't be an academic exercise. The fourth is called Customer. This is where we get into marketing, digitization, and technology. And then finally, we look at Innovate, which is entrepreneurship, intrapreneurship, and also this year we've focused in on AI, and probably next year as well, but this is something that we're considering. So we have these 5 sprints. We also make sure that there is enough breathing time. one thing I believe in is you can't be your best if you don't have a healthy mind and body. And so we have created this program to make sure that our students and our staff are able to take breaks. We're able to step back, breathe, think, what am I learning? Also, what can I do that's fun on the weekend? Or where do I want to go to in Europe that maybe I've never been to before? And so we want students to be able to have a holistic experience. So your development doesn't just happen in the classroom. It happens on the weekends. It happens in the evenings. It happens in those conversations while you're eating maybe a fondue.
With your classmates, hopefully.
With your classmates, yeah. Or maybe me, who knows?